Hi, this is Carrie Rhoades with CarrieStamps.com, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach. Today I have another fun card to share with you. This time a Halloween card made all in purples, purple and black. And I'm going to show you how to make this fun background with the stars and the moon, this glittery covered witch, and the ombre words. It's a fun card. I can't wait to make it with you. All right, here again is the card we're making. I don't know if you can see the glitter there, but oh, so fun. And these ombre sentiments I love. Okay, the stamp sets that we're using today are the Halloween silhouette set. It has these 4 images, perfect for Halloween. And then there is a die for each one of the images to cut them out. So this is a good bundle to get. Then we have our Happy Merry bundle as well. So it's got all the holidays covered: Halloween, Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, and you pair the happy or the merry with these scripted sayings. And yes, there is dies. The dies cut out either happy or merry, and then the other ones do not have dies. So 2 dies with this bundle. The first thing we're going to do is our stamping. So I have a piece of whipped cream cardstock. We're going to stamp our witch with the Pretty Pansy ink pad, and this one is like a dark purple. I love this color, and I'm just really tickled with all the purples that Fun Stampers Journey has to offer. It was really the first thing that caught my eye about Fun Stampers Journey was the variety of purples that they offer in their colors. I love it. So we're just going to make sure we get nice ink coverage there. And then at the same time, we're going to go ahead and, excuse me, do our sentiment. We're going to start with happy. And what we're going to do is ink up the whole thing in the lighter purple, which is Lavendar Fusion. And then we're just going to ink the bottom half of happy with that darker Pretty Pansy. And we're going to stamp it so that I can die cut these at the same time. Isn't that cool? All right, so I'm going to bring this over to my platinum die cutting machine and get these cut out. All right, we've got these 2 die cut. Look how nicely they are cut out. But while we have our stamp pads out, let's go ahead and do the Halloween. So same thing, we're going to ink the entire image with Lavendar Fusion, and then just the bottom half with the darker Pretty Pansy. And I just have a 3/4 of an inch strip of the whipped cream cardstock here that I'm stamping the Halloween on. And I will just take my details shears, and I feel like that might be a little long, so I'm going to snip a little bit off and flag the end just by cutting up the middle. I'm going to cut from the corner to the top of my snip and repeat that on this side. Perfect. Makes it so easy to flag your ends there. All right, we're done with the stamp pads for now. Let's move those out of the way, and then we're going to do the glitter part. So save those. We're going to glitter up this image right here. So we're going to take the witch, we're going to layer right down on our clear pigment ink pad, just pressing the whole thing. You could put a scrap piece of paper over this if you want. She's nearly perfect size for the stamp pad, but I like to get the boots a little bit on the top of the hat. Okay, so she's covered now with clear pigment ink. I'm going to bring in a scrap of paper here and lay her in there. It's folded in half so I can pour my powder back in. I've made my own embossing powder here. This is called Clear Sparkle. I've mixed clear embossing powder with a bit of our sparkle cuts. Sparkle dust, the smaller of those. So I'm just going to pour this on here. It's about a little bit more embossing powder than glitter. I measured probably a teaspoon of the embossing powder to half a teaspoon of glitter. So now it's all covered. We'll pour this back in to use for another time. And this cute little container I have it in, I just found at the dollar store. They have all kinds of little containers there that are great for crafting. All right, I have also a little foil mat I like to use. it's just a piece of cardboard I covered with foil. That way, when I'm heating up an image like this that's solid, and I can't hold it, it's going to heat it from the back as well as the front because of the heat being conducted there. And then I have my bloom tool, and I'm going to use that so this does not fly around. And we'll go ahead and melt that. And you'll see when I'm melting it that it gets really dark, like the ink color darkens up and it gets really sparkly. It's a really cool transformation to watch. Okay, let's see. Oh, she looks great. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna let those rest for just a moment while we do our black night sky. So for this, I'm gonna use my handheld star punch and to finish this off. But you can see I've already used my circle dies to cut out a circle in this, and it's about a 2-inch circle. Any circle punch or die will work, and the size is just really whatever you like. Now I'm going to randomly go around and punch a bunch of stars in my night sky here. You don't want to make too much of a pattern. You really want it to look random. That can be a little tricky. And then I'm going to come in this way. This is kind of has a long reach, but if you get the paper too far back in here, it's going to leave a little cut mark there. We don't really want that. So, all right, I think that looks pretty good. Also, I like to save the little stars that I punch out. I did this card for a swap, so I already have a bunch of these black stars, and I like to put them inside of a card. And then when somebody opens up the card, they have this confetti that falls out. I learned that from my sister. Super fun little surprise inside the card. All right, we're done with this, and it's got those great little stars in there. We're going to mount it onto a piece of the Lavendar Fusion cardstock. If you want the sizes, this one is 4 inches by 5 1/4. This one is a little bit smaller. It's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I'm just going to have a tiny bit of that purple border showing. I'm going to go ahead and use my craft glue to glue this on. That way I can move in and around those stars and get this really stuck down nicely. All right, so like I said, this is going to have a little bit of a border, just 1/8 of an inch difference in these two pieces. All right, there we have our night sky, and I got a little bit of glue sneaking out the edge there. Got it. All right, next thing we're going to do is put our pieces on top of this. So the first thing I'm going to add, I don't know if you could see it in my sample, but right here I have a little bit of our black licorice sparkle tape. So I'm going to tear off a piece of that. It's going to go about middle of my purple moon there. And then we're going to add our Halloween sentiment. That goes on next, and I'm gluing this one down with my Journey Craft Glue again. And it's going to cover up about half of the tape, just depending on how far you put it down. If you want more of it to show, just bump it down a little bit. And then not only the glue is going to hold that on, but also some staples. I have my Journey stapler here. I'm just going to add 2 of those. I love these staples because look how tiny they are. So cute. And then we're going to do our happy. This one we're going to put on with some of our small foam squares. So about 3 of these will do, like so. And that will go right here. All right, so we got the top part of our card almost done. I actually also have a little bit of our black thread here, and I already tied it in a bow. And I'm going to stick it on with a glue dot. And oh, my glue dot stuck to my box. That's okay, because I was already going to roll it up into a little ball, because a bow in the thread is really small. So if I roll it up, I've got a little bit smaller surface to work with, and then it's not going to show. Okay, so there our sentiment area is all done. Love the touch of the bow there. And then we'll add this on also with some foam squares, so it pops up like she's flying around. I like these little ones because you can get into those small spaces. And then she'll overlap the moon a little bit. Great. Cool. Okay, then my card base is the pretty pansy. Look at that beautiful purple color. Love it. We're also going to pop this. So I'm going to bring in my medium foam squares for that because it's a large area. I need more coverage. Look at these things. They're so awesome. So big. Okay. Oh, you know what? One thing I added to this card before I stick it down was some silver silk. And I did this before I put on all my things. So this will have a little bit different look than my original card, but I don't want to forget it because this silver silk just adds that extra special touch. So I'm going to try and get it on the black part. Turn this a little bit. I always have a box that I use to collect the extra spotter so it doesn't go all over my desk. You can see my box is well loved. I've used it lots of times. All right, so there we have it with our silver silk on there. Got a little bit on my moon. So that's why it's a good reason to go ahead and put that on before you mount it to your purple cardstock. Then you're going to keep that silver silk just on the black. But, you know, it's however you like it. I don't mind it there on the moon. All right, so now this, like I said, gets popped onto the purple. And there you have a fun purple Christmas card. So pretty. Now this cardstock is pretty dark on the inside, so you could add a layer on there too if you wanted to lighten it up, or write with a gel pen on the inside. That would be pretty cool looking too. So there you have my Halloween card. And if you would like any of the products that you see on this card, you can find them at my online store. That's www.funstampersjourney.com/Carrie stamps. And you can find all the things I used here. Also in the description box below, you will find a link to all the products I used to make this card. So that will make it easy for you. And you can find more details about this card, more pictures on my blog, which is carriestamps.com. Thank you so much for letting me share what I love with you guys, and happy stamping. Bye-bye.